Hi guys, welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin, and today we're going to be exploring an abandoned lock house on the Ohio River. Now, if you followed me for a while now, you probably know that I have been to this location before, which is true. And this is honestly one of my favorite locations I've been to. And the first time I came here, I didn't really know anything about it, and I was moving a little bit quick because there was some weird stuff with like a private security truck that came down here. So basically, I'm going to re-explore this place, take a little bit more time, show it off better, because this is one of my favorite places. So first, so what this place is, I now know, is a lock house. Basically, there used to be a lock that spanned across the Ohio River here, and they somehow, I have no idea how, would use this lock house to open and close the lock, or raise and lower it. I'm really not sure how locks work, not gonna lie. So something interesting that I'm not sure if I showed off last time is outside one of the doors of it, you can actually walk straight down. There's steps that lead to the river, and there's the remains of the lock. I think this pillar is really cool because it specifically has different heights on it. Or it has different numbers. I assume that they're meant to represent height, but I'm not sure. Also got a boat on the river down there. So we're going to walk up to it now, and we're going to go inside and do a quick tour. Now, this place is kind of sketchy to me because looking online, the property is owned by the U.S. government, which makes sense. This whole area is a public stream access, a fishing access. So it does make sense that it would be owned by the government. However, every time I've come here, there have been people who just come and they park down here, and they'll just sit there and like watch you. The first time I came here, there was some private security that came here, and I'm assuming it's from one of the nearby companies because Dupont is in this area. So first we're going to start in the very back of it. So we have this little courtyard area, if you'd want to call it that, all concreted in. Then we have a massive pillar that goes up to the very top. And of course it connects inside the building. And then now we're going to walk to the inside of the building. Now, the great thing about this is it's extremely wide open. There's so many windows and doors. When that truck pulled up, I literally crawled out that window down there to get out, just in case. Although I'm really certain that nothing can be done. So, although there's a bunch of cool stuff in this room, I'm going to walk to the main room first. So, this is the main room. This is the entrance I come in every time, usually. Mostly because there is a path leading up to it. You have this big, wide open door. Again, there are tons of windows in here. Look at how big that window is. That connects to the chimney outside. Not really sure what would have been over here. As you can tell, there's graffiti everywhere here. A lot of people party here. Now, one of the reasons, even though this is owned by the government, that I am kind of jumpy is I did watch another YouTube video where someone said one of their friends got in trouble for being here. Although I'm not sure if they meant they just got yelled at by someone. So this is the basement. Now, let me turn on my lantern. Over here, we just kind of got a box. Maybe that would have held coal at some point. I am not sure. I'm not a historian. Then we have this little hallway. I did not go down here last time because it was extremely dark. But there is actually nothing back here. There is a bunch of spider webs and like a little hole in the ground. So I'm glad that I got to show that off, but kind of disappointed there's nothing in there. Then of course we have the pit. Again, I have no idea what this equipment would have been used for, but I honestly love this pit. I'm a bit afraid that I'm going to fall in it every time, but I haven't yet. And then we have another window. Again, a basement ground level window. Now we're moving to the main basement room. Now, this is where I got interrupted last time with the truck pulling up. So if you watched my other video, or if you haven't, you can go ahead and watch it. It's very short. It's only like 4 minutes. There were a ton of barrels down here. Now, I honestly forget the name of the chemical that the barrels were listed as. I looked it up at one point, but I completely forget now. But now all the barrels are gone, which is really weird to me because they were eaten through, like something had ate through them, and I'm not really sure who would have taken the barrels or what they would have done with them because they were rusted, old, falling apart. Maybe they were like an environmental hazard and some government agency took them out. Because let's be real, this area is in the middle of nowhere, and it's wide open. I mean, you're not really going to be able to board that up easily. So they probably just want people to be safe in here, because I know people go in here. I've sent a few people this way before. So now we have this room, which is one of my favorites. I'm normally not a big fan of graffiti, but here I think it's awesome. So again, we have this thing in the middle. Looks like it would have something bolted to it at one time, but I have no idea what. This big metal thing, probably something to do with steam. That's here. And we have a window that looks down below. Again, I don't know why this place has so many windows, but I do love it. And we have this ladder thing that's been ripped off the wall. Something else would have been here at some point. I actually think, given the location, that this would have connected to the pit below. Also, I really like the design that someone painted around here. Looking inside is just a bunch of trash, of course. Then we have this really nice staircase that goes upstairs. We're going to go upstairs in a minute, but we're going to finish down here first. I assume this was the door to a closet at one point. It's no longer anymore. So this is the big entryway that leads down to the Ohio River. Then we have the windows to the turret, which is, of course, my favorite feature of this place. We have some plastic and plaster stuff over here. I'm gonna guess this was a fireplace at one point. Here is a closet. Outside we got the parking lot. You got my car, someone else's boating. And then we have a hole to the basement below, which is honestly the only weak point of this place I've seen that's not like a drywall area like over there. And it does appear at one point they tried to put plastic up over the windows, which, I mean, I'm going to assume that was probably to keep the elements out, since plastic is the easiest thing in the world to rip. We got the staircase that goes down to the basement, and down there's the pit. So now we're going to go upstairs. And I really like how this staircase looks. It's metal and practical and industrial, but also they give it a little bit of design. So there's graffiti now that says "Do not enter," but it's just graffiti. We don't have to listen to it. And it's actually kind of weird because I feel like up here has less windows than the rest of the place. So here's this. This might have been some dock of some sort. There's my car out there. I'm not going to get too close to it because I don't like ledges. Now, we have this little area, which seems like a storage area, where they may be able to store tools and stuff. Let me turn my Then we have another area, and I'm not sure what this is. My first guess upon seeing this was maybe this was a shower at some point, but I really have no idea. And then we have the big steam boiler that takes up the whole turret, which does kind of suck just because it means that there really isn't anything up here for the turret. So there is a ladder that goes up, and it goes up. And it goes up to that wooden platform, which I hope you guys could see. Honestly, this ladder is very sturdy, from what I can tell. But I'm not sure about the wooden platform, so I'm not going to risk it. Now, also, there is another wooden platform right here. It doesn't look like it connects at all to the one that's up there, so no idea how you're expected to get up there. But yeah, that just looks kind of like a little hanging storage area, probably. As you can tell, the roof is starting to fall in up here. But overall, this place is in really good condition. So now, I'm actually going to exit here, because there is one more area I want to show you. We're not going to go inside of it, and we're just going to stay at a distance away. But it is something I talked about in my last video. So, we're just going to go out the front door, I think, because there's no one here, except for the boat people, but they're not even here. Okay, we're not going out the front door because the front door is a drop-off. So we'll go out the side door. Okay, so there is a nice path here. A lot of people go here. As I come out, you're gonna see the remains of a bonfire someone had here. So yeah, you can tell they burned a bed or something. Maybe a couch. And they had pool toys. Which, taking a pool toy on the Ohio River just sounds insane to me. So now, up here on this hill, hopefully you can see well, we have two houses. Now, they're pretty covered by shrubbery. And in my last video, I said that, I thought someone was living in them, because I did pass a guy that was walking down here. And they have signs that say private property on them. But actually, in doing my research, I found out that these houses are actually part of all of this land. They essentially own a bit behind that, all the way up to those houses, and actually a bit past the fence area over there. So, these houses, I assume they are abandoned, but I'm still not sure. One of them has a satellite dish, which I'm not sure if it would show up on camera at all, because I can barely see it from here. So these houses were actually part of the lock system. So if I remember right, one of them would have the lockmaster and his family living in it. And the other one would have either his assistant or his apprentice living in it. So basically, if one had to leave town, if one got sick, one got ill, then you would always have someone that could open the lock for you. So I thought that was actually pretty neat to know. I do think it is kind of a very, very far walk for them. But I imagine at one point there was probably a path down to here, and it's just gone now. Now also, I don't know how to show it because I can't barely see it. But right directly past that tree that's standing in the far distance, there's actually a cemetery. Now, I did not know about the cemetery until someone commented on a YouTube video and asked me if I knew what it was. And I'm going to guess that it was probably for the Lockmaster and Lockmaster's families. I'm not sure if it was like a generational thing or they just kept passing on the privilege of being the Lockmaster. But that is my best guess. There's also a small little shed over there. Maybe one day I'll go and check those out, but not today. just because I'm not really sure of their status or anything. But anyway, this is the abandoned lock house on the Ohio River. I'm so glad I got to come back here and show it off again in more detail. I'm going to take some time and take some photos that I'm going to post on my photography website, so I'll include the link to that in the description. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I make new videos at least once a week. And thank you guys for watching.